Okay, now we get to round off decimals. It's a lot like what we did yesterday, rounding off a decimal, and it's also like when we used to round numbers. 5 and up, we round it up. 4 and down, we round it down. 5 and up, we round it up. 4 and down, we round it down. Right? Remember? Okay, so you're going to do the same thing with rounding off decimals. And yes, you guys can get up and dance. You can pause the video and do the dance. Go for it. Or you can do it right now while I'm still standing here, because you have no choice but to watch me. You can't see my body, so Vera wouldn't complain. Vera complained, Mrs. Martin, no one should have to see that. So you didn't have to see that. You just saw my head bobbing. Okay, so I know you want to keep dancing, Micah. And Sterling, he's a maniac, isn't he? So I'm sure he was really dancing, right, Sterling? Okay, so we're going to do some rounding of decimals this time, and it has to do with division. Okay, so here's the examples. If you can see it, it still have that crummy printer. I don't like that. Let's just do this. Okay, it says round off to the nearest tenth. Okay, actually it doesn't involve division today, but it will eventually. Okay, so round off to the nearest tenth. Tenths have one decimal place, right? So you're going to look to the right for the determining digit. 7 is 5 and up. We round it up, right? Okay, but when you round decimals, you actually round it off. I've told you before, if we were going to round this to the nearest 10, let's pretend it's not a decimal. Let's pretend it's just a whole number, 47. If we were going to round that to the nearest 10, it would be 50. Right? And then you have the dead person here, and it's like on the younger video games where there's no blood and the person just or X's on his eyes or something. Well, on this one, on decimals, you're actually going to round it off. That person's going to disappear. Okay? So instead of because when you have a tenth, round to the nearest tenth, when you have a tenth, that's just going to have one decimal. So if we had 2 decimal places here, if we did like we just said, then that's not tenths. That's 50 hundredths, right? Okay, so you round it completely off. 47 would round to 50. So you're going to round it completely off to 5 tenths. Okay? On this one, 1 and either 1 and 6 tenths or 1 and 7 tenths. Look to the right. It's a 2. Does it round up, or 5 and down we round, 4 and down we round it down, 4 and down we round it down? So it's going to round off, and it's going to be 1 and 6 tenths. You see? Okay, let me pull this over. I'll do C with you, and then you guys are going to do the last 2 on your own. Okay, C is look to the right. The 8 makes it go 5 and up, we round it up, right? Okay, so this is going to be 90, but we round off that 0, so it's 9 tenths. Do you see how easy that is? Okay, so you do D and E. Look at section 2 with me. Hey, that rhymed. This time it says to round to the nearest hundredth. How many decimal places? By the way, I'm at school and I'm standing right next to the thing that I had up here forever. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, right? Okay, so tenths has 1 decimal place. Hundredths has 2 decimal places, right? Okay, so this one says to round to the nearest hundredth. So we're going to go, this one's going to go bye-bye. This one's the dead one. And this is the one that determines whether this soldier gets promoted or not, right? Okay, so it's either going to be 82 hundredths or 83 hundredths. What does 9 do? It makes it go up. Okay, so either next to it or under it, I don't care. Write 83 hundredths. Okay, 46, that one's dead. Did it get to round up or down? It doesn't get to round up, so it stays the same. 46 hundredths. Do you see? I'll do C, and then again, you guys will do D and E on your own. C has a whole number. The whole number doesn't change a thing. It's just sitting there. It's either going to be 1 and 20 hundredths or 1 and 21 hundredths. The 5 dies, and what does it do? It makes it round up. So it's going to be 1 and 21 hundredths. Do you see? Okay, so you guys do D&E again on your own. Now, let's see, divide and check. Annex zeros until the problem terminates. This is just like yesterday, so I'm going to review with you on the C, because there's only 2 problems. So I'll do it on C. Okay, 64. Okay, this time 64 doesn't even begin to go into 16, does it? So you know your understood decimal is right here. Okay, so right off the bat we have to annex a 0. And it says to go until the problem terminates. The terminator. That means you keep going until you run out of numbers, till the remainder is 0. Okay, so 64, think of 6 going into 160. That would be 2 times. 6 times 3 is 18. That would be too much. Okay, so I'm going to guess that it is 2. 4 times 2. Okay, so 2, 128. 2, 3, 32. Okay, so not a 0. Annex another 0, bring it down. How many times would 6 go into 30 or 32? I'm thinking 5. Okay, 4 times 5 is 20. Whoops, there we go, right there. 5. 320 minus 320 is 0. So as soon as you have a 0, you are done. See? So easy. Okay, so you'll do A and B on those. And I think the rest is pretty simple. Yep. That's it for today. Have a good day.